the school system, it's not great. People are leaving our city because the school system has not served their children. People are not coming back into the community because the school system has not served their children. So while we think about some of the good things we've done for the schools in the past years, we need to do much, much better. And we can, and therefore we must. And that's why I'm here. I don't have much time in my day. I have a very busy schedule. However, when I'm on a case, I get results. And I'm a results-oriented person. So I'm here not to waste my time, not to waste your time. If I get on the school board, I will continue the vision with the 3 candidates that we ran last year. I will continue that vision amongst other people on the board currently who share the same vision, and I will get results for the citizens of this town. A lot of us are double taxed. We send kids to private school. We pay the high taxes here. A lot of you guys have kids in the system, and you don't have maybe the opportunity for an option. Therefore, other schools such as Amani charter schools pop up. Charter schools only pop up when there's a deficiency in the system, right? When there's a weakness in the system, you get charter schools. We can do it in the system, and we can create better options for the people who are here, who are paying these taxes, and therefore we must, and I will help accomplish that. Thank you.
Candidates, and you get a sense of what kind of person they are and how they view what this whole business is about. The question that our action committee would ask all the candidates, and we hope that you just stay on that question, is what is your understanding of the role of a school board trustee? We've heard some comments about micromanaging and what the superintendent is supposed to do and what school board people are supposed to do. So now we just put it right out there. What is your understanding of the role of a school board trustee?
You each have 2 minutes with that question. We can start.
Again, this is a question is.
Mr. Rivers, please, you will get a chance to respond when your turn comes. Mr. Zimmer is going to.
Thank you, Sam.
I know that you're anxious.
Well, the role of the trustee, the school board trustee, is to set policy and guidance. The superintendent, his job is to run the district. And it's very important to know as a trustee not to micromanage. Our goals are broad, and we will set the vision and the direction for the school system, and that's that. We are policymakers, not administrators.
This is the eighth biggest city in New York. No, none of us are going to micromanage anything. That's not possible. The school board's job is to guide, is to help collectively as a board and in communication with the school district to set the tone, to set the goals, the big picture goals, and make sure they're actually reachable and feasible. If you were to compare it to the theater, I guess, you have all your actors, the ones down there making the show happen. You have your director, the superintendent, helping them all do their jobs, and we help set the season and just help set the theater up and make sure everybody can get accomplished the things that they want to get accomplished.
My understanding as a current sitting school board trustee and ending my term June 30th, we're in my first 3-year term, is that one, as I stated earlier in my opening about policymakers, the school board's role, one of their roles is to hire the superintendent, to hire the school district attorneys. Also, we are the liaison for the community to the school district. So we are also, I hear people say, the cheerleaders of our school district. We promote the goodness as well as our challenges in our school district. We work with, we're learning the chain of command, meaning you all are, for the better term, I don't have a challenge with their term, bosses. You are our bosses, and then we are the boss of the superintendent, and the superintendent on down to central office administration to local building administration. Yes, the superintendent, as how school board work, we also pass what's called resolutions in the school district. So for anything to happen in the district, has to be formed in a resolution and given to the board, and it's our job to review that information, to read those resolutions, to hear from our community and our constituents in regards to decisions that are made for our children. So those are some of the roles and responsibilities of a school board member.
I feel that the role of a trustee is also to set policy. What I'd like to see that we branch out more into the schools and talk to the administrators, talk to the teachers, and find out what we need to do to make our school a successful school system. And I hope that is part of the school board. I'm new to this. I taught elementary school, so I'm hoping, I would like more intervention with the teachers and the administrators to work on setting policies for them and to get excellent educational programs inside Mount Vernon school system.
First thing that the school board has to be is a role model for the community. And that when we conduct our business, that we can conduct it with respect for each other and respect for the community. And when people come to work for us, and our only employee is the superintendent, that he feels or she feels that we have his or her back, because in order for him to stand up with tall in our behalf, we need to protect the superintendent and everybody down the line to the kindergarten. And we have to engage the public in conversations. We're not supposed to make our opinions under closed doors. We're supposed to let things where everybody can see it. And I think you've seen a lot more of that this year than ever before.
The role of the school board is just like a board of directors of any corporation. The superintendent is the chief executive officer of the Mount Vernon School District, and we board of directors are the superintendent's boss. We can fire him, we hire him, we can pass all the resolutions. But the issue we have in Mount Vernon go beyond that. Education reform must start with personnel and not the curriculum. You can have a great teacher with a bad curriculum, or you can have a bad curriculum with great teachers. I'll take the bad curriculum with great teachers any day, because those teachers will make the curriculum great themselves. But when you have it the other way, you have a problem and a recipe for disaster. We heard a candidate said they ran 3 candidates here, they were elected. Well, those 3 candidates stood before you last year and said that they were going to audit the finances of the district. To this day, there is no audit of the finances for the city of Mount Vernon. They let the school board, school attorney, who gets over $1 million of your money per year, talk them out of the audit and saying they have to send the bid out for, bid. But the same attorney did not mention, he mentioned that he must send his retainer contract out for bid. So when you're a school board member, you must have common sense and be able to look into things and to see where the money is spent. So I implore the audience, because this is not the type of forum that is necessary for the community, or are you going to keep electing the same kind of candidates that have got us nowhere in the last 20 years? And an organization who's saying they're reforming the district, but with a 46% graduation rate, where is the United Black Clergy, and where is the organization that is putting on this forum tonight? So we must have common sense and not be bamboozled by the smooth talking and the slick monologues that's going to come out of people's mouth here. We need to get to the real nitty-gritty and see where our money is being spent. And I'm going to provide those answers tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rivers. Thank still maintain decorum? This is, after all, United States. So for this question will be twofold. How it will be presented is that for the candidates that are incumbent, I would like you to speak to the top two most critical issues that you're focused on in your tenure as school board trustee. What has been your focus, and how have you addressed or brought the board's attention to this problem to advance public education in Mount Vernon? And for the candidates or prospective, what are the two most essential or most critical, significant problems that you see in the school district that needs to be addressed? So I want you to take the top two and speak a little bit about how you will bring the board's focus, were you to be elected, to these issues. So we'll start with number one, Mr. Rivers.
Sorry, but this question I don't believe is relevant to why I'm here this evening. There was an article that was released last week that said that Westchester County had the highest taxes in the nation. Mount Vernon has the highest taxes in the county of Westchester, which means Mount Vernon, the city of Mount Vernon, has the highest taxes in all of America. 63% of your tax dollars are going to schools. As a school board member, my job will be to reduce that spending while improving services at the same time.
Can you speak specifically as
One,
how you
as
will do that?
I mentioned earlier, I would appreciate if I'm not interrupted while I'm speaking. I really would appreciate it. So, as I was saying, sorry to get off track, how would we decrease spending while improving education and maintaining the same quality of life at the same time? One, in the city of Mount Vernon, we have too many school buildings. These buildings cost between $5 and $6 million per year. I'm giving you information that you need to hear. Maybe you don't want to hear it, but I'm giving you information that you need to hear. Everything else is just bupkis. So, the city of Mount Vernon has too many buildings. New Rochelle operates 11 schools with an enrollment of 10,540 students. Mount Vernon has about 8 students. We have about 16 buildings. The city of White Plains operates 7 buildings with 6,957 students. So if the city of New Rochelle and the city of White Plains can operate with more students, or about the same amount of students as us, and have less buildings, what are we doing wrong? The reason I bring this up, every half $500,000 we reduce the budget is 0.5% off your property taxes. So right off the bat, if we can relieve $18 million in taxes, that's a decrease in your taxes. Oh, my 2 minutes is up. We'll continue this later. Thank you.
I agree with Mr. Rivers' auditor report. This was the first year since 2011 that the school district had its legally mandated audit committee convened. In fact, that audit committee met. It met with our independent auditors, and it met with our independent internal auditors, and identified methods of identifying cash. In fact, this was the first year that the district required that principals and administrators defend their budgets. So we are addressing the issue of financing. The other problem, major problem that's going to come up this year is, if you heard the governor's speech, it's called state takeover of small, low income city school districts. And we are in desperate straits here if we don't organize ourselves as a community, regardless of where we live, if we don't want the state of New York to tell us how to spend our tax money. It's a taking of local taxes for state purposes. And there's a state mandate, a constitutional amendment, a mandate for free basic education, and they're going to tell us how to do that from on high. That's a major problem. And one of the ways that I address that is by letting the